You've lived with your sofa for 15 years and it fits your room perfectly. Your room. But the moment a buyer comes through your home and something just shifts, and you can see it on their face, and you're kind of wondering, but they don't say anything, but yeah. Today we're answering the question, is your furniture hurting your home sale, and how to spot the problem pieces. Hey there, my name is Kasha McDaniel, and I am a occupied home staging specialist where I help you reuse your furniture in your home to help you sell it while you're living in it. So let's begin with what I call seller's blindness. If you lived in your house for 2, 3, 5, 10, maybe even 20 years, you know that that is something that you may be afflicted with. And it's not something bad. You can totally get over it. But you just don't see the things that are in front of you anymore because you've lived with it for so long in that same spot. Whether it's the furniture, whether it's the clutter, whether it's something that's always been there in that spot, right? That's what I call seller's blindness, because you don't see it, and that's what buyers pick up on and see because they don't have the filter anymore. They're seeing it through a fresh set of eyes. They're looking through your home, walking through it, and they notice, well, maybe that furniture piece doesn't quite look right. And that's what I want to go through in this video. So let's start off with scale. Now, this one can be something as simple as an oversized sectional that cramps the room and just makes it feel smaller, okay? That makes the photos make them look smaller. It just takes up too much space. And maybe it's the tiny end table at the side of their bed, okay? That sense of scale is where we kind of need to balance things out when you're trying to sell your house. And if you've seen the previous video where I talk about moving some pieces, take a look at that video. I'm going to share with you right here so that you can take a look and see, well, you can actually move things. Just because it's always been there forever doesn't mean that it probably should. So take a look at that video and I'll show you what I mean. But basically, if you have a tiny little end table next to a massive huge bed, then maybe that's something that needs to be switched out. Or maybe it's a bookcase that blocks natural lighting that comes into that room. Okay, so the scale can be a lot of different things. Let me show you one of these pictures here I have of this really huge 4-poster bed that's taken up over the whole thing, and then along with this big huge dresser. It's just, there's no space to walk around, right? It just really takes up the whole entire room. I have another bedroom here that's really dark in here. They have this big huge bed. It's just dark. It's not a 4-poster bed, but it's a really big bed. It's dark. And then there's another dresser and this other dresser. Again, there's hardly any room to fit in here. Another category that may be a problem is maybe the style doesn't work in that room. So for example, if you have like a French provincial dining set, but your house is mid-century modern, those don't go, okay? Or you have a country kitchen in a mid-century modern. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those two things don't go. So you want to keep the style the same as the house in order for the pieces to work right in the room. Or maybe you have an ultra-modern glass coffee table in a traditional home, colonial home, okay? That doesn't quite go. So it doesn't mean that it's just wrong. It's just wrong here in this space, okay? Another category would be the condition of the furniture. Maybe it's a really worn down armchair, like the armrests are really worn down. Maybe the fake pleather is finally peeling off in sections, and I've had that too, right? Maybe it's the sofa with a sag in it, okay? And you've lived with it for the longest time. Or the dresser that has, or a coffee table that has, water rings all over it, right? But you've kind of maybe covered it up with stuff. So for each of those examples, what does this signal to the buyer, right? Someone who's never been here in the home. So we kind of have two conversations here. One is the internal conversation, okay? One, can I really admit this piece isn't working in this room? Say, for example, you have a grandfather clock and a curio cabinet in the entryway, like I have in this one picture here. Those pieces, number one, there's too much furniture, okay, so it's cluttering up the space. So those could possibly go in different rooms. Now I know grandfather clocks are very difficult to move. If you have one, we work around that as best we can, kind of make it maybe its own little space in the room where it is. But the curio cabinet, that could probably go, right? Probably go whether into a bigger room that actually has a corner to put it in. If it doesn't, then that's another conversation that maybe you need to stick with, and that is what is really needs to stay. So you have the internal conversation, but then you have the family portion of it. Maybe it's, oh, this is my grandmother's rocking chair or my grandmother's sofa that she gave me. Yes, but maybe that doesn't quite go in your room, and you probably know it, but you've got to be really truthfully honest with yourself and acknowledging it, okay? That's kind of the hard part. The question isn't whether you love it. You probably do, and you probably want to take it to your next house, but it's whether it's serving your goal and purpose right now to sell your house. Okay, so there are 3 paths that you can take going forward when you're making these decisions, okay? So number 1, we kind of covered relocating the item. Does it work better in a different room? Maybe this side table works better as a nightstand. Maybe this side table works better over here on this side of the couch or the armchair, okay? Maybe it's between 2 armchairs. So relocating items, I'm going to share the video, if you haven't seen it yet, this past video, where I talk about rearranging furniture for free, okay? Just staging your house using things you own in this video, okay? So take a look at that one. The second one is refreshing. Now, refreshing could be something as simple like if you have the couch that maybe it's not looking its best, maybe the arms are kind of worn down, maybe it's something as simple as a slip cover that can go over it, okay? Maybe it's a gallon of paint that needs to be, painted over, the dresser or something like that, because maybe it's beyond, saving. Maybe you can't sand it down, or maybe you can sand it down and re-lacquer it, right? Or if you do have those rings on there, like I had one on my table, something as simple as mayonnaise, the mayonnaise trick. If you haven't tried this one, this is, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. You put mayonnaise on the water ring and it kind of sucks it up, and somehow it just magically just gets rid of that ring. I was just stunned. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait, what? It does that? Wow, that is so cool. So sometimes the mayonnaise trick can work on those water rings that you may have on a coffee table or a dresser. And then finally, if you can't do anything with it to find another space for it or recover it, then maybe removing it altogether may be your best option. Maybe you're not taking it with you to your next home, okay? That may be something that you need to think about when it comes time to moving, right? So maybe the curio cabinet is going, to be donated, or that grandfather clock is going to a family or an adult child or something like that, right? And this is something that can be done, right, way before the photographer shows up. You have time to get, remove some things. And then when you do remove it, you may think, well, do I have to put something in its place? Not necessarily, because sometimes less is more, and you know what I mean, because you need to have an open traffic flow pattern to walk around the furniture, among the, around a living room, around a bed in a bedroom, those kinds of things. So when you have too many pieces of furniture, that may be something that just kind of hindering the traffic flow and make the room feel closed off, cluttered, and kind of just cramped. One example I did want to share with you was when I had a client who had just repainted, or was repainting the front door the same color it was when I was showing up to do a home staging consultation. Now, it was great that he was repainting it and realized that the front door needed painting. Great, sometimes we need to do that, right? Unfortunately, he picked a color that was the previous color that was based on his beloved wife's favorite color. And unfortunately, she just passed away, and that's why he was selling the house. So he was still grieving. He wanted to show her things, her style, her colors. And yes, that is a tough conversation to have with someone, but if I would have known beforehand that that was what color he was picking, I would have picked a different color, because this yellow does not go with the red brick that was on the exterior of the home. I would have picked many other colors than that one, and I know he's trying to preserve his wife's memory, and I get that, but you're selling the house, and it's not your taste. Staging is not based on your taste and personality. That's the hard part that most people can't get over. And believe me, once you think about it as more of a business transaction, maybe that will help you think about the house differently. That if you think of your mind in your mind that this house is no longer yours, that will help you get past the thought of, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know grieving is a tough process. I can't imagine what he was going through. So I didn't touch it. I didn't make a comment. I made a comment to the real estate agent, and I said, hey, I would have picked a different color, but I didn't tell that to the client because I knew it was going to be a tough thing. The front door should not make a difference, but the other thing that he was doing was that he had left the other colors in the house that were going on. They had lots of blues and more yellow in the house and other colors in there, and if you know, I talked about what colors turn off home buyers. Yellow is one of them, and there's another one I'll share with you in this video too, so that you can take a look at that one if you need to. But staging is not about your taste and not your personality. We're trying to appeal to the most amount of buyers, and that's where that's what staging comes into. And it's kind of depersonalizing the home a little bit, still showing off some of the fun stuff that you have, I'm sure, but we're going to tone it down just a bit. So the memories live in you and not in your furniture. Okay, that's kind of the end game here I want to share with you for this video. So you may love that sofa, and maybe grandma's sofa or whatever it may be. That's not to say that it should maybe go in a different spot. Maybe it works better in a different spot. But this is the time where you can either take the sofa with you or let it go honorably because you've used it for what you've used it for, but now it's time to sell your house. So if you do have some questions on, well, do I need to get rid of that? Do I need to cover that up? I do offer a mini home staging consultation that you just take a few pictures, you send them to me via email, and I'll respond to you with a video and talk through what exactly staged, what should go, what, maybe rearrange it differently, those kinds of things, and you don't need an appointment for anything like that. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll leave the link in the show notes for that. But if you're just starting, then maybe my free home staging guide called the How to Start Staging Your House Now is a better fit for you. Maybe you're getting ready to sell in the fall and you're using this summer time frame to start getting your house ready to sell. Fantastic. The more time that you can spend on getting your house ready, the better off you will be. Okay, just so you know, this is my last video for a little while. I'm going to be taking off June and July so that we can enjoy our summer vacation, but I'll be back in August, don't worry. But you've got 150 plus videos to go through. If you need to watch anything in there, there's playlists on home staging do's and don'ts. There's things on, just beginning. So take a look at those playlists or binge watch any of those videos that you need. Maybe you can find something that you need help with. I probably covered it, whether it's the dining room, the living room, a bedroom, whatever. I probably covered it in one of those videos. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week, fantastic summer, and I will see you back in August. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.